Hey guys, Grimula here. So today I'm gonna have, as you probably see by the title, a tutorial on how to do Lost Battlefield. This one won't be as long as the tutorial for Lost Realm because it's not as extensive and doesn't have any key features. So that reward I just claimed that you get 210 gems, that's what you're aiming for every week. And you have to get 600 points to get that. As you can see if you click over here, it is the third one down. Because if you get there, which most of you should be able to if you're above probably 60 to 70,000 might, you can easily get that point. And that's where you're aiming for, because that gives you a solid 210 gems, which is really helpful every week. And to get to 1,000, it requires a lot better heroes, because even I cannot get 1,000 in a week just because it's so difficult. So for teams, depending what level you are and how large your might is, and also how many good heroes you have, you want to adjust your heroes to fit you. So for me, I don't have a ton of really good heroes. I have around 10 or so. And because of this, there's 5 people per teams. So if I made two good teams, that would fit my 10 people. If I could do that, or I could make 3 mediocre teams. And I advise for Lower My People to have 2 really good teams, because you don't really need the third team if you think about it. If you always win from your other 2, the third one shouldn't really need to be used. Obviously, if you're a lot higher might and you have a lot better heroes, then you can make 3 teams and adjust them accordingly to who you're fighting. So my 2 teams go as this. So for my first team, I have Golem, I have Dreadrake, I have Beast Tamer, I have Ares, and I have Thunder God. So this team is not my damage team, but it's mainly the Dreadrake and the Ares that help me out. So this is kind of my stun and silence team. So as you know, well, as you can see by the Ares and the Dreadrake, because my Ares has 5/5 Revite, which if you have a roll of 5/5 Revite, I really recommend you either put it on your Ares or your Cupid. I happen to have it on both, which is quite nice. But those are 2 really good heroes you can put 5/5 Revite on. And Ares is just so useful in so many game modes if he has 5/5 Revite. So I put him in the second row, and I put him in the Lightning Rock artifact, which makes him go faster, so he can get to the front of the battle quicker. And my Dreadrake really helps out. He's kind of a key component too, because even if you're facing another team with the 5/5 Revite Ares, your Ares will always get there first because of the Dreadrake's first proc, which will stun the targets, and then the Ares can run in and proc and silence them. And once the enemies are silenced, the game, or that round, is basically over, because without their skills, most heroes aren't particularly good unless they have a ton of HP, and they're pretty easy to take out. And to take them out, obviously, I have Golem, which is really helpful. When he starts proccing, it heals your group, and does, I think my one has a 40% damage reduction, which is really helpful. And since my Dreadrake is tanking, he doesn't take much damage at all with his proc, which reduces damage, plus Golem, which reduces even more damage. Beast Tamer is nice because it's 2 additional heroes, so if the other team does have an Ares and does manage to proc first, I will have 6 heroes, so the silence might miss my Ares or my Dreadrake or any key hero in this lineup. And also he has a 8 of 8 heavy blow, which is really helpful for stunning the tanks or any heroes that are out there. And Thunder God is just an added damage bonus and stun for the other team. So, well, to kill the other team. And for this one, this is kind of my damage team, damage and buff team. So I put Vlad in front because, as you probably know, when one of your heroes is attacked, it gains him energy, and he also, when he attacks, he gains energy. So the reason I put him in front is if he gets hit by once by everyone in the other team, he will basically be at full energy, and he just has attack once and proc. And with that, I have a Pumpkin Duke with 3 of 5 Enlighten with the crest, and he also has 7 of 8 Berserk. So, and my Cupid, let me switch that. My Cupid has 5/5 Revite. So once that Vlad's about to proc, and the Cupid goes off, and then the Pumpkin Duke goes off, and then the Vlad procs. That basically wipes out every team, just because Vlad does so much damage, and with his Pumpkin Duke and Cupid buff, he does practically twice as much damage, because Cupid does about a 45 to 50% bonus, and same with Pumpkin Duke. And also, as an added help for the team, I have Grimfiend, which, as you guys know, if you know anything about Grimfiend, he's a really good hero. He does need to proc twice to get his damage proc out, but with my Cupid, he does that quite quickly, and since he also has 8 of 8 Berserk built in, it's really a good help. And I also have Mortep on this team, which is kind of just another extra hero if the battle does go on longer, so if he procs, then the other team is basically wiped out anyways. So my next group, this is kind of my just the rest of the heroes I have that aren't very good team, and for this team you don't really need to put anything special. I just put the best heroes I could, so in case I lose a battle, if the third one happens to be like a really bad team from the other player, I can just wipe them out with this team as well. But the heroes in this group doesn't really matter if you don't have a good selection of heroes. So let's jump in. So as you're looking for the battles, depending on what might level you are, you don't always want to attack the highest pointage person, because it's better to win a lower might person like Abigar down here, who has a blue hero. If you win that, you're going to get at least 20 or 30 points, and if you complete the first one, you're probably going to get like 40 or 50, but it's better to get 20 or 30 than chance the big one and mess up and you only get 10 points. And so right here, since it's a blue team, in my opinion, and how it works out, my Ares and Dreadrake team are a much more solid team than my first one, just because they can stun the other team, and that's almost always a guaranteed win. Since it's all blue hero, I'm going to put my Vlad team first, because it's a little easier of a battle, and then I'll put my Dreadrake team. And if you're ever wondering what these numbers under the teams mean, it's similar to the might system in the game. It's basically, I'm pretty sure it is actually the might of the heroes, and that just tells you like the basic level of heroes. It's not always accurate, because you might have a level like 3, level 200 legendary heroes, but they won't be evolved, so like that will give you a lot of might, but it won't be as good of a hero, so you kind of have to judge that a bit. They should be relatively equal, but depending on the hero and their skill, you might have a much lower pointage down there, but you still have a much better team than the other one. So I'm going to challenge. So as we look here, they have a really bad team here, which is just going to go away in just a second, and that's one cup. And then the second battle is also really easy, and my Dreadrake is just probably going to hit them once to be done. So that's a very solid win. It was easy, no chance of losing, and I got 35 points. So you just have to look for the more easy battles, depending on what might level you are. So there's a green hero here, so I'm just going to take that and attack them, just to get these easy points out of the way at the beginning. And, yep. So the next battle, let's see what it is. Okay, this has some legendaries, but it won't be a problem. They're only like 120, and they just get wiped out. Okay, let's see about the next battle. Alright, and also, regarding pets in this game mode, let's go look at some of the pets. It doesn't really matter what pets go where, but as long as they're on your team. Some pets are better for other people, other heroes. Like, I prefer the Phoenix on my Dreadrake, because I use Dreadrake for sniping quite a lot in Guild Wars or just raiding. And I originally had Doom Balloon on him, but the problem with Doom Balloon, as you guys probably know, for sniping, you want to keep the building's health up, but kill all the heroes first, because the more buildings there are, the longer you have to kill the heroes. So if your Doom Balloon keeps proccing, and Doom Balloon only procs on buildings, that is not good, and you'll probably not have enough buildings to be able to kill heroes. So that's why I put the Phoenix, which as it says here, has 42% chance to set a target's location on fire when his heroes attack. So that's a target, and it targets a hero. So that does damage to the hero, but doesn't destroy buildings. So you should have all these heroes. I recommend that you put the mini Angie on a tank of some sort, Little Havoc on some damage dealer, and heroes like Celestine, Draco, and Aviar. It doesn't really matter what hero you have it on, but you just want to have it in the battle somewhere. For Lost Battlefield, you Doom Balloon you don't really need in Lost Battlefield because he doesn't proc on heroes, so obviously he won't do anything. And Bubblo's really important for a lot of game modes, including, well, it's pretty useful. It's not like extremely useful in Lost Battlefield because he only procs once every 5 seconds, and as you've probably experienced in Lost Battlefield, the battles only last like anywhere from 1 to 10 seconds, and only very rarely do they last longer than that. But Bubblo is a good choice to put on Pumpkin Duke because you always want Pumpkin Duke to stay alive, and as you probably know, he tends to die a lot just by running around places, and if he's running around, he'll constantly get healed. And my Bubblo is a level 11 with level 5 skill, and every time he heals for 9,900 damage, which is really good. And so basically you want to have your pets on your main heroes. So let's jump back into Lost Battlefield, and I saw Paladin, and most good players don't put a Paladin in their lineup just because he's not the most he's not the best hero for this or practically any game mode because he doesn't dish out any damage, and unless he's double evolved and like 10 to 10 skill, he's going to get killed pretty quickly. So let's do it. I'm going to do my weaker team first, and it looks like this is going to be easy win. See my Vlad procs and it just wipes out most of that team. And let's see what the next battle is. See if we can see our Ares do some work. So as we see, our Ares run up and our Dread Drake proc to stun everyone, and it just wiped out that team really quickly because they weren't able to use any of their skills. And so if you see a high level player that has like a blue or green hero, you should always attack those because they're easy and you also get more points. So this guy has a Trixie Treat and a Track X, but it shouldn't be a problem because my Vlad proc can just wipe the entire team out. Okay, let's see. It's lagging a bit. Okay, this team is a Grim Fiend, but they all got stunned, and then they all got silenced, and that Grim Fiend's not going to stand a chance. Okay, I might have one more battle. Okay. And whenever you always want to look at these first heroes in the lineup, like this Atlanticor or this Phantom King, because they kind of give you little hints about the battle. If I see a Atlanticor or like an Ares there, I would want to use my Ares team so I can prevent that Atlanticor from proccing like I'm going to do now, because it might have a 5/5 Revite. So it had a 2 or 3 of 5 Revite. So I was able to stop that just because of my Ares. And my next battle, I want to see how hard it is, and it doesn't seem to be too hard. Yeah, I'm going to wipe through this base. My Vlad proc wiped everyone out. No problem. So, to recap guys, you just want to form your team based on whatever heroes you have, not what people may tell you to do other places, like make 3 equal teams. That's not always the best choice when you're making teams for Lost Battlefield, because if you don't have 15 really good heroes, you're just going to have 3 mediocre teams that are just going to get wiped out, and you can't win by that. So you want to make 2 strong teams, and with those teams, you only need 2 teams to win. And unlike Arena, in Lost Battlefield, you're not trying to defend against anyone, because it doesn't matter if someone attacks you and wins, because you don't lose anything, and there's no controlling that. So you don't really need to bother about defense in this game mode. And as I said, you want to aim for the 600 mark. When I do it, I get around 800 to 900 points. But it doesn't really matter whether you get 600 or 800 points, because unless you're at like 999 points, you're not going to get that 400 gems unless you get to the next level. Because of how the scoring's made, it's like the top 100 people jump up from 210 up to 400, and the top 100 people are most usually like one away from the next level. So that's why you're probably not gonna, why it doesn't really matter whether you're going to, whether you go up in that level or get to the next level. The only thing that matters is getting to the next level, and the middle level doesn't really matter. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today, and just a reminder, I posted a giveaway video that I'm giving out an account, and I'm going to be announcing the winners tomorrow. All you have to do is go over to the video, watch it, see the account, and you have to like, subscribe, and leave a comment saying you want to win, or something like that, or like hashtag I want to win, hashtag giveaway, something like that, and I will, depending on how many comments there are, I'll use a random number generator, and whatever number it is, it'll be that comment. Say it was it was number 6, it would be the 6th comment down, and that would be the person to win. I'll contact them via line chat or email or whatever it has to be for this particular person. Alright, thanks for watching guys, and have a nice day.